But we don't have it on us and we're supposed to be representations of Christ. Why would it even be appealing for someone who doesn't know God to want to know God if they see Christians looking mad, looking angry, not smiling, not being joyful, not engaging in conversation, right? Like, we're advocates for Christ. We are brand ambassadors. We're influencers, right? I am so excited to dive into this topic, how to be magnetic, aka how to be someone that walks into a room and creates just a vibe where people gravitate towards you, where people treat you with respect and kindness and favor, and where you attract things into your life naturally, whether it is friends, whether it is partners to date, jobs, opportunities, literally people giving you gifts, all these different types of things. That's what we're going to be talking about. Now, first things first, disclaimer, I am not sharing this for you to be manipulative, for you to take advantage of people. These are just things that I've noticed that can come towards you when you put out good energy into the world, right? And I think one of the most important things here, as you know, with every video on this channel, is that you think about it from the perspective of God. You think about it from the perspective of, is the way that I am showing up, the way that I am interacting, the way that I am being experienced, is this a reflection of God, right? I know that there are so many videos about this topic. There are so many books about this topic that really lean into like manipulation. And that is not what we are doing here on this channel. That's not what this video is about. This is more so just sharing how to radiate the fullness and the light that you carry from God into the world, how to make the world a brighter space and therefore to become magnetic. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the tips. So first is upon waking. So as soon as you wake up, these are things that you want to do to tap into this energy. Number one is gratitude. Start every single day with gratitude, okay? You can do it through writing it out. You can do it through saying it out loud. I like to just say it. Like I open my eyes and maybe my first instinct is to check the time. And then sometimes I get caught up scrolling and I stop myself and I'm just like, God, thank you. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you for blessing me with my health and my job and my home and my friends. And thank you for blessing me with this bed. Thank you for blessing me with just a healthy body, a clear mind. Like I just pour out gratitude. I notice that when I do that, instantly I've woken up on the right side of the bed. There can be so many things that can contribute to our mood or our energy being low when we wake up. But I guarantee you that if you snap into a mindset of gratitude quickly, you can kind of slow down those things that may bring you into a negative space. Like there have been periods of times where I have struggled with depression, even this year. So I don't want you all to think that I'm just saying these things. It's like, these are actual things that I do. And I notice how it completely shifts my entire mood, my entire everything, right? The next thing is prayer. So if you do not have a prayer routine, I have videos on my channel about how to pray. They're pretty old, so maybe I can make updated ones if you are interested. Thumbs up if you are enjoying this video and if you want to see more faith content about like how to pray, how to read the Bible, different things like that. And actually leave a brown heart below if you're enjoying this video. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But yeah, prayers. So praying every morning, right? So usually as I'm speaking out my gratitude, it typically turns into a prayer, right? I typically just go from listing out the things that I'm grateful for to just praising God and just praying and asking God to bless me, to cover me throughout the day. Another thing you can do if you are not a person that has a prayer routine or feels like you know how to pray, you can also use affirmations, right? So I actually have a guided meditation and affirmations on my meditation platform where you can listen to these different affirmations. So I have one called Radiating Love, and I think that one closely aligns with this topic. So, and also just a caveat, all of my meditations are infused with Christian references. So you don't have to worry about like going into New Age and all of that stuff because I'm very clear that that is my focus with my meditation. So if you're interested, you can check those out, but you can also find meditations online. You can find affirmations online. You can make up your own home, whatever you feel most comfortable with doing. The next thing that I want you to focus on is grounding your energy. So I've talked about this before, but I am a certified breathwork and mindfulness meditation instructor, which really just means that I teach people how to relax. I help to facilitate spaces where people can relax. And one of the ways that I love to do that is with mindfulness meditation. So all that is being aware of the present moment, focusing on your breathing. Breath work, again, is just focusing on your body, your diaphragm, your lungs, and really getting in tune with your body. And in doing so, it relieves stress, it relieves anxiety, it helps to calm the mind. And I can guarantee you from practicing meditation or breath work, if you don't already feel amazing after you've done your affirmations, I guarantee you the meditation and breath work will get you there. Okay. The next two things that I want to mention is movement and sunshine. The reason I'm putting them together is because a lot of times I like to combine those two. I think they call that like habit stacking, but I like to combine movement and sunshine. So for me, I will go outside and roller skate, right? So that is like an easy way to get dopamine flowing through your body, serotonin flowing through your body is by being outside in the sun. You're getting vitamin D, right? That's going to make you happy instantly. That's going to like really bring you a lot of joy. And then also moving your body is going to create those releases that are going to allow you to feel really positive and joyful. So you can take a walk, you can, go outside and just sit. You know, if you have a space to sit outside, you can journal outside, you can pray outside, you can listen to music outside. But I highly, highly, highly recommend that you get outside. Okay. Even if it's just a short walk, I promise you it will boost your mood. The next thing is journaling. So I know I kind of touched on that before, but I think it's so important that we get out all of our thoughts, right, in the morning. A lot of times when we are not connecting with people, it's because we have so much going on in our minds that's creating this resistance that when we are meeting people, we're not present with them because we're thinking about all the other things that we have to do for the day. So if you journal, you write out your list, you do a brain dump, I guarantee you will be more present, you'll be more grounded, you'll be more calm when you do leave your house and start interacting with others. So now let's talk about what happens when you leave your house, right? So first things first is hygiene. Obviously, I think this is a no-brainer, but making sure that your oral hygiene and your body hygiene is on point, right? I think a lot of times we can neglect our oral hygiene, things like flossing, using a tongue scraper, using mouthwash. I'm the type of person where I have become kind of obsessive with my oral hygiene. So I floss twice, morning and night, but then also after I eat because I can feel the food in my teeth and it drives me insane. Like I do not like it. So I'm usually like, even if I'm out somewhere, I will bring those little toothpick things and go to the bathroom and just get the food out of my teeth because it is stressful for me. It is actually stressful to feel food in between my teeth. Obviously, you want to do things like take care of your hair, take care of your skin, different things like that. If you don't have a skincare routine, definitely get one because one of my favorite compliments is when people compliment that and say that I have a glow or they say that I'm just so radiant, right? Like that's one of my favorite compliments because yes, right, it is partially skin. But if you're just putting makeup on top of your skin and your skin isn't taken care of, it's not going to get you very far. I don't matter how much highlighter, how many iridescent products you use, metallic, all of that stuff, like you're going to be able to see uneven texture and dark spots and things like that. But really that glow from within, what I've noticed, yes, skincare contributes to that, but the things that I mentioned in part one is really what's going to give you that glow from within, right? You're feeling positive, you're feeling happy, you're feeling joyful, you've moved your body, okay, you've talked to God, and then you go out into the world with your skin that you've been working on, with your skincare routine, you have taken care of your hair and your nails, you smell really good, right? I would even say like figuring out what is your go-to fragrance, right? Like so that sometimes I think this is another area that people neglect. We just buy fragrances and spray them and not realize that like they don't necessarily work with our body's chemistry. So make sure that you are like maybe even asking others, like, you know, if you go out, like, I always feel like if I go out somewhere and I don't get at least one compliment on my perfume, I'm like, okay, maybe this is not a good perfume, you know, maybe this isn't good for me, you know. But I've gotten to the point where I have signature perfumes that I wear, period. I don't switch them up. I don't venture out. I have 3 fragrances, a body spray, and 2 really nice perfumes, and they just work for me. So I'll link those below if you all are interested. I usually don't share my perfume, but because, you know, that's what the video is about, okay? We're talking about being magnetic. This is a part of it. So I won't gatekeep, but use my link. We talked about skincare. We talked about hygiene. But yes, also definitely your outfit, right? Like taking time to consider what colors look good on you. I did my colors earlier this year and I found out like what my shade was, what my tones were. And then I found out this color palette that works for my skin type and skin tone. And it has changed the game, okay? Like the outfits hitting, okay? The looks are hitting now because not only am I wearing pieces that are flattering for my body type, I'm also wearing colors and tones, different saturations and contrasts that work for my skin tone as well. So I promise you, like this year, the different outfits and things that I've put together, I have received so many compliments on looking radiant and looking so vibrant and like, wow, that color looks amazing on your skin in a way that I have never before gotten compliments about that. And I know that that's come because I've been intentional about what I'm wearing. I don't just put on what's trendy. I don't just put on what I used to like back in the day. I really am intentional of like what works for me now, you know? So lots of browns. In the summertime, I wear a lot of like bright saturated colors. So like orange, yellow. Orange was really, really that girl for me this summer. I'm not going to lie. Like that was like my go-to color and it just looked so amazing on my skin tone. But now that we're in the fall, okay, lots of chocolate browns, lots of black. I love black, but black works for my skin tone and my skin type. So it makes sense, but just being mindful, like maybe for you it's a charcoal gray, maybe for you it's a navy, right? Like black does not look great on everyone. I think it looks good on everyone, but I don't think that it looks great on everyone. So figuring out what works for you. I'll also include a link to where I did the colors test if you're curious. The last thing I want to mention before you leave the house is a feel good playlist. So for me, my feel good playlist is going to include praise and worship music. Of course, I include a lot of songs by like Elevation, Maverick City. There's also an artist that I really like named Steady who makes amazing R&B Christian music. I listen to her music. I listen to Eternal Light by Chronix. Like I have go-to songs that just make me feel like that girl before I walk out the house, so that when I do walk out the house, okay, I'm already affirmed. I'm looking good. I'm smelling good. Okay. Mentally, I'm sound and clear. And it just is so easy to, again, be present because honestly and truly, that magnetic radiance that people maybe have complimented you on, or I know that have complimented me on in the past, what they're seeing is the fact that I'm present. They're seeing the fact that I'm engaged. They're seeing the fact that I'm confident, right? That's what they're seeing. And all of these things that I just mentioned in part 1 and part 2 is what's going to get you to that point. So now let's talk about while you are out. When you are out, first things first, especially if you are single and looking to mingle, no headphones. I know you're stressed. It stresses me out too sometimes, but no headphones. Having headphones in automatically is going to make people think that you are busy. Maybe you're on the phone. Maybe you don't want to be bothered. Maybe you're listening to something important. So I would say do not have headphones in, especially if you can see your ears. Now, if you have I would say just in general, even if your hair is covered, just don't do it because you're not going to be present if you have your headphones in, if you're talking on the phone, if you're doing other things. So what I've started doing is I used to be the person that would talk on the phone while I'm in the grocery store, while I'm running errands. I've stopped doing that because I noticed that sometimes, I'm out and I see somebody and they see me, but like there's that hesitation because they think that I'm like on the phone or that I'm busy, right? Then there's other times where, of course, some people don't care. They're gonna interrupt you. They're gonna come up anyway. But if you don't have to create barriers for people, don't, right? Because if you want to be magnetic, it could possibly be because you want to attract a partner. You want to attract, someone that you're interested in. So like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but that just means being present when you go out. So take the headphones out. Number 2 is eye contact. If you see someone that you want to engage with, whether it's romantic, whether it's friendship, whatever it is, look at them and smile. That's tip number 3, right? No me mugs, no frowns, no deep thinking face as you're in the grocery store, like looking at your list. I tend to do that sometimes. I will be honest, like I definitely have been guilty of RBF for sure. But just being mindful again, right? Because I know that my natural resting face does not look the happiest at times. Being intentional, right? Going the extra mile of I'm not cheesing from ear to ear, like walking down the street. That's ridiculous. But I am definitely intentional to like smile with my eyes. We all know Tyver taught us how to smile, okay? When we used to watch A&T, and we all know how to do it.
Like, okay, and now I'm not smiling with my eyes right now. I'm just going. And now I'm about to smile with my eyes.
You smile. You just like, you have a little, like, it's just something back there, right? You're not just looking dead zone in the face. There's something behind the eyes, right? So those are tips 2 and tip 3. Tip 4 is slow down. Slow down. If you are in the mall, if you're at the grocery store, if you are running errands, slow down, okay? Don't rush. Don't, make everything look like you're just in a rush, because again, that will signal to people that you do not want to be bothered because you have a lot going on. You're focused, okay? You're not there to have conversation and engage, but instead slow down, right? Another thing you want to do is to be kind and to speak to people, right? I put those two together because you could speak and just be like, good morning, right? There's nothing. Or you could be like, hey, good morning. Like, how's your day going? Right? Just having small talk. I think the grocery store, Trader Joe's in particular, is a great place to do this. They have amazing customer service and they will talk to you. Like, there's been so many times where I maybe was having a bad day or whatever, and I went to Trader Joe's, and it's just like the small interaction where they made eye contact, they smiled, they really engaged in conversation, even if it was just about flowers, right? Like, but being intentional to be kind to people, to give people grace and to speak, I guarantee you will instantly make you more magnetic. People will see how you're interacting with like the customer service person, and maybe they were interested in talking to you, and now they feel more comfortable because they're like, oh, she's super friendly, she's super like nice and kind. Like, it's an easier way for people to say, okay, I can approach her, right? And I'm not saying that we have to make ourselves approachable for men. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying, like, in general, if you want to be someone that is magnetic, someone that is radiant, you're confident, you're relaxed, you're positive, you're joyful, right? So I think that just kind of naturally happens when you are in that state of mind. Okay. So the last thing I'm going to mention is to have fun. If you are having fun with whatever you're doing, right? Let's go back to the grocery store example, right? Instead of just, good morning, look away, look at your phone, got your headphones in, right? Instead of that, let's say they're playing the song, right? And you like the song. You're like, hey, good morning. You dancing a little bit. You having a good old time. It's like, think about how much joy that can bring someone else just by doing that, right? Just by being that. Yeah, there could be moments or people who don't engage, who don't interact, but I guarantee you that will bring joy to someone around you. And ultimately, that's what being magnetic is about. We are carrying this beautiful light and this beautiful gift of God inside of us. And the Bible literally tells us to be joyful, right? We should have the joy of the Lord on us. So if we don't have it on us and we're supposed to be representations of Christ, why would it even be appealing for someone who doesn't know God to want to know God if they see Christians looking mad, looking angry, not smiling, not being joyful, not engaging in conversation, right? Like, we're advocates for Christ. We are brand ambassadors. We're influencers, right? We see all these influencers selling all this stuff online. We are influencers for Christ. So our energy and how we treat people and how we show up in these interactions, not only does it benefit us because we get favor and we get opportunities and we get to connect with people, but we also get to expose people to the joy and the goodness of God. So final reminders is, of course, practice safety, right? Like, yes, there's going to be some people that you don't want to make eye contact with, you don't want to be so expressive with, because it might be an invitation. But something I remind myself of often is like, I'm just showing up as myself. I shouldn't have to turn on the switch of like RBF face, right? Or RBF, where I'm suddenly just like meme mugging. We've all seen that meme where it's like, where someone's like about to approach you and you don't want to talk, and it's like a switch, right? It's like, I don't like doing that. I can do it, but I don't like doing it. I like to just be myself and just to believe in that I'm protected, right? So even if I do attract someone that I'm not interested in, which is going to happen, just still being kind, still having grace. You don't have to be rude, but you can just say, I'm not interested, you know, like, thank you so much, but I'm not interested. I've done that plenty of times, and I think most women probably have. But I think if you continue to be in a state of grace and to be in a state of kindness, most people will respect that. Now, if they don't, you have to switch it up and you have to, you know, protect yourself. That's different, right? But like, if it's not an unsafe situation, I think we can practice kindness even when we're not interested in someone. And lastly, I will say, as a reminder, to know that all things will happen in God's timing. So if you're doing these things and you're going out into the world and you're still kind of like, why am I not making friends? Why are men not approaching me? Why am I not getting like, you know, just feeling blessed from showing up this way? I would just say give it more time. I would say that you continue to ask God to align you with the people that He has for you, right? Because not everyone is for you. And just give it time. Continue practicing, continue showing up for yourself. And I guarantee with time, discipline, and consistency, you will start to see the benefits of creating this magnetic energy internally that will then radiate externally. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comment section down below, please. Let me know which tip is your favorite. Let me know if you feel like you are a magnetic person or if you have the opposite experience, right? I would love to hear about your experiences. I love making these videos, but what I love even more is hearing from you all. So if you have stories, you have thoughts, you have questions, leave them down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.